Hey guys, look at me making a video, not 6 months later. Also like what I've done with the place. A little bit more decor, a little bit more, vibes and things. Hope you like it. We're going to be talking about some vintage Gianni Versace sunglasses. Gianni Versace sunglasses are one of my great loves in life. I know some people say, oh, the luxury sunglasses are a scam. They're just plastic, da 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 da. And I do find that to be true to some degree because yes, they are just plastic, but also, like if you've bought an expensive pair of sunglasses, like, are they just plastic? 9 times out of 10, yes. Sometimes they're made of metal or other substances, whatever. There's sometimes at least like a certain weight to them. The plastic's a little thicker. They're not as flimsy. The screws are tight. The materials feel just like ever so more premium. But are they still plastic? Yes. Now the catch here is though that we're talking about vintage sunglasses, things that are not easy to find. You don't see these every day. I've except for my friend who's also obsessed with them. Actually, two of my friends. Well, yeah, who are obsessed with these things. You'll never see anyone else wearing these, and that's why I think if you're gonna do luxury sunglasses, unless there's like one pair that you're absolutely dying over, it's better to go vintage because if you're gonna be paying more for expensive sunglasses, you might as well get something that not everybody has, is a little bit harder to find. Maybe were made when some of the materials were even a little bit better than they are today, because as we know, things are deteriorating, whatever. Well, that's a topic for another video. Yeah, just get something that not everybody has and is niche and you like yourself, whatever. And I discovered these sunglasses because a singer who you may know by the name of Lady Gaga, don't know if you know who she is, super niche, super underground, not that well known, but she wore some of these sunglasses in the earlier days of her career. Some of you, if you're a fan of her, you will absolutely recognize these sunglasses. There's no way if you call yourself a Lady Gaga fan, you will recognize these sunglasses. They were brought to my attention because of her when I was a teenager, and I got my first pair when I was probably 16 or 17. I found an eBay listing. There was two of the same pair being sold with a friend. And we just bought them together. I don't know where 16-year-old me found like $200 or $250 to pay for them because I didn't have any credit cards at the time. I really don't know where I got this money. I don't know if it was like leftover birthday money from a few years or what, because my first job, I had a job when I was 16 at Express, which I hated. I was horrible at sales. And again, another different story. PSA, if you want just the streamlined version of this video, just go watch my TikTok. I show them all to you in like the span of a couple minutes. We're here on YouTube. We're here to chat. We're here to do whatever. That's the purpose of this platform for me. So I'm going to give you all the background, all the stories, all the little bits and bobs that you're not going to see on TikTok. But if you really just want to see the fashion show of it all, go to TikTok and you'll get your fix in like 3 minutes. But we're here to ramble. That's what we're here for. I like to go to YouTube to ramble, to have people on in the background. If I'm your background noise for you, great. Love that. I appreciate it. Because I only keep on people that I like and people who have nice voices. And I don't personally love my voice. So if I'm your background music or whatever, background noise while you're scrolling through Instagram, while also texting your friend, while also cooking something in the kitchen, while also doing your laundry, while also like not paying attention to this video at all, thanks. Because that's what I am. That's what I do. I've lost my complete train of thought, but I found these pairs of sunglasses when I was a teenager and I've slowly accumulated them over the years. And yeah, I just love them so much. So without further ado, let's start with the first pair. So actually what I want to, instead of that, I'm just going to show you how they all look in this case when I have them all together, so you can get a sneak peek. You may already recognize some of them. They just look so good when they're all together. I just wanted to show you that. But the first pair that I ever got, which is these. Again, if you're a Lady Gaga fan, you will recognize these. These are the Gianni Versace 676. The model is 676. Call the 900. So for Versace, at least vintage Versace, I'm going to keep changing the name. Donatella says Versace. I try to say Versace, but it's just going to, the Hardy or whatever it is just going to slip in sometimes. Sorry about it. For vintage Versace, Gianni Versace, call 900. So all the models, if you can see, I'll try and get a shot of this later, but on the side, they'll all say the model number and then call 900. Call means, I believe, call is short for color. And for Vintage Gianni Versace, 900 is brown, or in this case, really tortoiseshell, which you can see. So on the side it says mod 676 call 900 BR. I'm guessing BR for brown. But you can see that these are, while they are brown, especially the lenses, maybe that's what the BR stands for. Because the lenses are brown, but the actual body of these sunglasses is tortoiseshell design. But for all Vintage Versace, if you see call 900, they're going to be tortoiseshell with brown lenses. And then the mod number is obviously the model number, and this is the 676. Now, if you're only here for the fashion of it all, I'm sorry, but I'm going to be talking quite a bit about Lady Gaga because she's how I discovered these, and I think it's an interesting fashion reference as to how I discovered them and their importance in fashion and pop music and pop culture. So these sunglasses she only ever wore, again, at the early stages of her career. There's actually a video of her, I'll link it below if I can find it, of her buying these in a vintage store in LA, which is crazy because then you literally go on to see her throughout like 2008 and 9 using them on stage for her first tour, the Fame Ball, where she performed Paparazzi at the opening of the show. She wore these almost every time. And again, for clubs and things like that, some radio shows and stuff. But these are some of the most iconic pairs of her, early fashion and whatever. I did find one ad with these in them saying that they were, it just says Gianni Versace 1990, so I'm assuming these came out in 1990. The dates are very skewed for me. I'm not 100% sure. My apologies. For these, there's not a lot of info on them. Now, I do have a catalog, a 1992 Versace catalog, Spring-Summer Men's 1992 catalog, which I'll insert shots of here, where there's a similar pair to all of these, because these all have a similar look to them, which you'll see shortly. But they're not the same, and I've talked with a friend who knows a ton about vintage Versace, especially men's Versace. I showed him the photos in the catalog. He had never even seen them, and his hypothesis was that they were only for the purposes of that photo shoot, and they were never put into production. And I'll show you those photos throughout this video, maybe, so you can see how they line up with the other pairs. But between that ad, the 1990 ad, and the 1992 catalog, I have never seen any of these pairs on a runway, any of these pairs on Google or anything. So it's really, really hard to date these. But if you know, please let me know in the comments below. I would love more information. But yeah, that is the 676s. I do have them in black as well. So this is the black pair. They have a smoky gray lens. And this, for these, it is mod 676 call 852BK. So whenever you see 852, they're going to be black frames, I should say. So these are them on. I have been wearing this exact pair all week this week. I'm going to switch them out. I like to rotate them every now and again. But yeah, I love these. They're super iconic. Now, moving on to the next pair, which is very important. This is I've been wanting to scream this from the mountaintops for years because people always confuse these two pairs of sunglasses for each other, and it drives me insane. So the next pair, an extremely iconic pair of sunglasses that always gets mistaken for the 676s, and it is the Z76s. Now you can see they are extremely similar, but they are not the same. What's important about the Z76 is that this is the pair of sunglasses Lady Gaga wore in the Just Dance music video and the Bad Romance music video. Extremely iconic, one of the biggest songs of her career. And people always think that these sunglasses are these sunglasses because also this pair was made into merch. Like they basically ripped off this design completely. I don't know how no one was ever sued or what licensing went into effect for it. But this pair was made into merchandise for Lady Gaga for the Monster Ball. as well as because they were branded on the side, they said Lady Gaga on the side. Again, I'll insert clips if I can find them. But also they made a black version of these, like the ones I have, with no branding on them. So if you didn't touch them, because once you feel them, you feel that they are just the cheapest, chintziest pair of sunglasses. I used to have them. And these feel much more substantial than those. But if you didn't touch them, you wouldn't really know that they weren't authentic. But people always think that these are these because these were replicated into merchandise at Hot Topic and at the tour. And also in 2009, when the highest quality on YouTube was like 720, it was extremely hard to see the detail of the fact that these two pairs of sunglasses are not the same, and especially what makes them the most different is the detail on the sides. Mine are not perfect right here. It breaks my heart, but I got these for $100 or like $100 or $120 on eBay in like 2014. It was one of the biggest strokes of luck I've ever had on eBay. It's insane. I see these they're never for sale online, but when I do see them on like websites where they've been sold and they're not in stock anymore, they're always at least $1,000. So I don't know how I got them for that price, but I got so lucky to find them for that. And I know they're authentic. They feel exactly the same as all the rest of the pairs, so I have no concern there. These two get mistaken all the time, and these are much harder to find. They're the actual pair from music videos, and to me they're much more unique. I mean, they're all unique, but for me these really scream fashion. And I like how on the front they're not as in your face with that big V in the middle, but on the sides they have that extra detail. And this to me really just they just look luxe, and I love them so much. Now, like the last pair, the 676s, these were also made in black. This pair I was dying to get in black, and they're if these were hard to find, these are just out in nowhere in the jungle. And my friend, who I've mentioned a few times now, he knows a lot of collectors and things like that, and he hooked me up with these. I didn't pay an extreme amount for, but I paid more than those, and I knew when I bought them they were not in great condition, but these are really torn up. I don't know if you can see some of the scratching, all the scratching on the lenses. They are really torn up. And then also, if you can see that weird squiggle that's happening, your eyes are not tricking you. They really are like that, because whoever owned these last time must have had the smallest head on earth, because if you can kind of see where they had these taken in to turn here, that would be turning here on my head. I don't know who owned these last, because I got them through him as almost like a broker, weird kind of deal, whatever you want to say. I'm just glad to have them as a collection piece. I do wear them out every once in a while, because when the sun is shining, you just kind of it doesn't really matter anymore. But yeah, they're toe up from the flow up. It's a little bit rough, but I do love them. I love that they're in my collection. Again, they are so incredibly hard to find, and every time you see them online, they're either sold out or well over $1,000. And I paid nowhere near that. I can tell you that right now. I don't remember. I probably paid maybe a little over $200 for these, like a year or two ago. But I just love them, and they look so good, again, in the case with all of them next to each other. It really does something to me. But yeah, those are the Z76 sunglasses. Next up is kind of rounding out this era of these pairs, which is the S76s. Again, I have them in tortoiseshell and black. And what's interesting about these is that these are like a combination of the previous two, because they have the gold bar on top like the Z76s from the two music videos, as I mentioned. But on the side, they don't have the little squiggle detail. They have the flat side like I'm all over the place here, like the 676s. So as you can see, they have the flat bar on top like the Z76s, but on the side, they have the flat little singular bar like the 676s. And to me, I wore these for a couple months straight when I got each of them because they're super easy, super sleek. When I want kind of like a big shield sunglass that is kind of, they're in your face, but they don't have that extra detail. And in my mind, it makes a huge difference. But are people's, is it still kind of, you know, a little bit more jarring than like the Ray-Bans and Aviators that everyone wears today? Probably. So am I doing a little bit too much? Probably, but I don't really care. I just love these, and let me do the black ones. Both of these pairs I got in basically dead stock condition, and they just look great. They're super simple, super sleek. I throw them on all the time. And yeah, this is one pair I should mention that Lady Gaga did not wear ever in her career. As I said, they're just kind of an amalgamation of the previous two. And I love them, and this is just part of the collection, and I think they're awesome. And yeah, that is the S76 pair of sunglasses. And the next pair, so I only have these in the tortoiseshell. I want them in black. My friend has them in black. I'm gonna steal them from him one day, but this pair is a pair that Lady Gaga wore only for like radio show appearances that they filmed and like some interviews and things like that. I've seen her wear a few times. But these are like a baby version of these Z76s. These are the R76s. And this, I've probably said this already, but these are probably my favorite pair just because they're so sleek, so futuristic, so retro at the same time. And as you can see, they have the gold bar at the top, one squiggle on the side instead of two, and they're obviously much shorter. So they're a little bit less in your face, ever so slightly. I actually did wear my friend's pair of black ones to a wedding a weekend ago because my whole outfit was black, obviously. So I stole those from him for a weekend. And somebody commented to me that they said that they were impossibly chic, which I've never gotten really before. Sure, I'll take that. But yeah, these are the R76s, again, worn by Lady Gaga a few times in early, mid 2009. For a few appearances, and I just love them. Again, don't have a date on these, never seen anything like an ad or a runway with anyone wearing them. So I don't know how they ever made it to production, because usually you at least see them on the runway or something, but yeah, these just appeared one day, and I'm glad they did because they are stunning. Very hard to find. There is a similar pair to these called the N76s, which I did just get from my friend who finds me things. They are almost identical. I will insert some photos here because I probably won't film a whole extra video when they arrive. But as you can tell, those are almost identical, but they have flat bars on the sides, no bars going down the vertical sides of the frames, flat bar across the top, and they have the Greca key border engraved into the gold bar all around. Super excited to get those. Again, Gaga never wore those, but I love them. I got them for an insane deal, and yeah, I just love these, and I'm excited to get those. So follow me on TikTok or Instagram because I may make a quick video about those there, but I don't think we're gonna do a full in-depth video. I may slide them into a video later, but it's not gonna be a dedicated YouTube one. But yeah, so these are the R76s. Love them. When I first got them, I was over the moon. And these actually I got for like $125 from someone in Canada. It was $125 with shipping and tax. It was insane. I got them just a couple months after the Z76s actually, and I literally I didn't know it because I never thought I would find these ever, and then I found them for barely over $100, and I was like, what is going on? Again, don't know how I afforded them because I was in college. I had no credit cards. Klarna wasn't a thing. So I don't know where I found that money, but I did, and I'm glad I did because, my gosh, I love these so much. Now, I hope you're ready for a quick story time because there's a story behind these, the last pair that I have. But these are the S98s, just for rounding out our stories here. Gaga has the S90, or has, I don't know, I don't know if they're in her closet or, if they were loaned to her for what. But Gaga wore the S99s for some Born This Way promo in 2011 a couple times. And these are almost identical, except A, hers were tortoise, And the S99s have big Medusas on the side with a little crystal detail. I'll insert some photos again. And again, these are the S98s. Those are the S99s. What's funny is I used to own the S99s in the tortoiseshell. They were exactly like hers. I paid a lot of money for them. They were actually, I think, the most expensive pair I had ever bought. And I was a genius, and because these do not fit me that well. Just a quick PSA, these are much, much tighter on the head than all the other pairs. The R76s are probably the best fitting, then the Zs, then the S's, then the 676s. These are by far much tighter on the head. I don't know why. They look almost identical, but they have to be like quarter of an inch or something shorter in width, and I have a big, big, big head. PSA. But anyway, I had the S99s, and the 99s and the 98s fit almost identically. They're very tight to the head. And I had a friend, and I didn't have a gift for him for his birthday. And I hadn't worn them for quite some time because they always gave me really bad headaches. So what did I do? I gifted him those sunglasses because he had a much narrower head than me. And of course, just a couple years later, I am no longer friends with that person. And did I get my glasses back? No. Was I going to ask for them back? No, because that's tacky. But I think about that a lot. And my friend who sources sunglasses for me, I've asked him to find me a pair of S99s because it burns me in my heart and soul every day that I let those go for free to somebody who I'm not even friends with anymore. Quick PSA, just because something doesn't fit or anything, unless maybe like your best friend or something, but I don't know, don't give your stuff away like that. Just don't, because if anything ever goes south, you're gonna regret it. Yeah, not that I should have just kept them, because obviously I bought I should also say these I got, I think, for under $100 on Etsy like a year or two ago. It was like an insane deal. So I just snagged them because I was like, well, I can relive my history, relive my past life with these a little bit. Yeah, it pains me every day to think about that fact, and I feel like a jackass for doing it. Again, am I going to reach out to the person and say, hey, can I have my glasses back? No, because that's weird and tacky, and I don't ever want to talk to that person ever again. But, yeah, so much fun. And that, my friends, is the entire Vintage Gianni Versace collection of sunglasses that I have. I do have my eye on one other pair that is not from any of these collections, this family of sunglasses, but they are another pair that Gaga wore. To me, they're iconic. My friend says they're not that notable and that the ones I'm looking for are overpriced or whatever, but they're very, 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 very rare. And I found them for a really good price, in my opinion, and I hope I can get them, but I'll update you on that when that happens. But yeah, that is my current Gianni Versace vintage sunglass collection. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know, YouTube tends to be more focused on like bags and leather goods, but I love sunglasses. I love Versace. You can't really see it up there, but I have some vintage Versace. I have a Versace wallet right there, which is like it's 1 or 2 years old. Then I have a vintage bag up there, which you can't see. But I do have some other Versace pieces, some jackets. I just really wanted to get on here, show you guys my collection, and set the record straight for so many who believe that so many of these pairs are ones that they're not, and just correct some fashion inaccuracies, if you will. But I really hope you guys enjoyed. Again, if you want to see the quick fashion show of all of these, go ahead and check out my TikTok. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I look forward to seeing you again soon, and have a wonderful day, evening, night, weekend, holiday, whatever it is for you. Thanks. Bye.